Hello everyone and welcome to another edition of the Daily Crow. I'm Chris Phillips, the Spurs Up Show, coming to you live. Going to talk tomorrow's game. Gamecocks taking on the Missouri Tigers and what's a pivotal game for both teams for the 2019 football season. Before I get into everything, this is a broadcast to you by our friends over at SeatGeek. If you're looking to go to the game tomorrow in Missouri, if you need tickets to the Kentucky game, any football game this season for the Gamecocks, or even if it's NFL, NHL, NBA, MLB, whatever sporting event, concerts, comedy club events, it doesn't have to be sports, whatever you need tickets to, go to our friends at SeatGeek, download their app, or go to SeatGeek.com, use the promo code SPURSUP to save $20 off your first purchase. They've got a great ticket rating system for you guys where they have to actually rate the tickets based on the type of deal you're getting, so it makes it super simple, super easy. You know exactly what you're getting before you click the buy button. So again, our friends at SeatGeek, go download the SeatGeek app or go to SeatGeek.com. Use that promo code SPURSUP, that's S-P-U-R-S-U-P, to save $20 off your first purchase. All right, like I mentioned, going to talk South Carolina, Missouri. Big game tomorrow. Gamecocks taking on Missouri at 4 o'clock at Farrat Field in Columbia, Missouri. I've talked about this one already on the podcast. Obviously, want to come to you guys on the Daily Crow and give my thoughts. Pivotal game for both teams. South Carolina sitting at 1-2. You really can't afford to go to 1-3 with the rest of the slate you have this upcoming year. Missouri at 2-1, sort of like South Carolina. I think both these teams are really similar in the sense that I don't think either really knows who it is yet. I think they're very similar as well. I think both are in pretty similar positions with their head coaches. You know, Barry Odom, a guy last year that I think before they went on their run in the second half was certainly on the hot seat. A lot of fans wanted him fired. And we all know about Will Muschamp. He's really walking on thin ice right now with this fan base. I know a lot of this fan base, including myself, doesn't necessarily trust him anymore. So I think it's very similar. This is a very, very pivotal game for not just the 2019 season, but for both programs as a whole. What direction are you going? This is the type of swing game that a middle-tier program, if you will, needs to win to start to make that climb and let its fan base know that you're headed in the right direction. Obviously, we know Gamecocks are a 9.5-point underdog, which I've already talked about. Doesn't seem to make a lot of sense. But Missouri being at home, Gamecocks going on the road. Things that concern me, obviously, I feel really good about Ryan Helinski, but a true freshman quarterback going on the road, his first road start. I know Farrat Field's not a crazy environment. Mizzou is not going to present some crazy environment like Sanford Stadium will or Kyle Field will, but it's still on the road in the SEC. There's a different type of level of pressure. How does Ryan Helinski handle that? I'm also extremely worried about the defense, which you guys may have seen. I put out some content just a little bit ago, a snippet pulled from the podcast. I'm extremely worried about the defense because I really feel like, and I don't know if this is going to come tomorrow. I don't know if it's going to come against Kentucky, against Georgia, against A&M, Tennessee, Florida. I don't know which game this will come. But Ryan Helinski at some point is going to have a game where he's not his best. It's going to be his freshman moment. It's going to be a game where he makes freshman mistakes, and that's okay. He's a true freshman. He's going to make those mistakes. There's no problem in that at all. But there's going to come a game where South Carolina is just going to have to rely on its defense to win. When one side of the ball doesn't do what it's supposed to, the other side picks you up. That's how this game works. Does South Carolina right now, I don't know what there is that gives me confidence, or there isn't anything that gives me confidence that South Carolina's defense is going to make those plays and step up and win a game 23-20, 20-17, 27-24 even. The Gamecocks defense scares me. The secondary and coverage, I know Mizzou's not some juggernaut offensively, but they do have a dual threat quarterback in Kelly Bryant. They have a really, really good running back you may not have heard of Larry Roundtree. They've got Albert O at tight end. They've got some decent wide receivers. They've got an athletic offensive line. They're good enough to score points. I think they will score points tomorrow. For the game, I see this one being an extremely back-and-forth game. I think this one's a coin flip. I said on the podcast, I'll say now, I see a 38-34 or 38-31 type of score tomorrow. You could really flip a coin, but right now, true freshman going on the road, his first ever road start, a defense that has not been able to stop anybody. You couldn't stop the run against UNC. You couldn't stop the pass really against Alabama, obviously. I mean, it's Bama, but you showed problems in the secondary against Charleston Southern. I have no reason to put any faith or any stock in this defense. I'm going with Missouri to get the win tomorrow, 38-34. Hope I'm wrong. Again, it's a coin flip game. I think South Carolina, if you can win the turnover battle, if you can force some turnovers, if that defensive line can get to Kelly Bryant, I think South Carolina can win this game by 2 touchdowns. But right now, a true freshman going on the road, this defense scares the hell out of me. I got Missouri getting the win, 38-34. Again, praying I'm wrong. And I'll be honest with you guys, I'd rather pick Missouri to win and be wrong than pick South Carolina to win and be wrong. So I'm going to err on the side of caution. Again, the defense scares the hell out of me. The secondary, they need to have a big game. This defense, this is really a gut check game for this defense. I mean, how do you respond? You give up almost 500 yards passing. Week 1, you gave 250 yards rushing. How does this defense respond, man? This is a big game for Will Muschamp's defense. And it's especially a big game because, again, I already talked about it. You're 1-2 on the season. You do not want to go to 1-3 with Kentucky looming. Because I said before the season, the Kentucky game is the biggest game of the year. No question. We all know why. But this Missouri game was probably number 2 because this is the swing game for your season. Because I still think if South Carolina can beat Missouri and Kentucky, this is a team that can still win 7 games. I think it's still realistic. A 6-win season, if nothing else, is still realistic. You lose this Missouri game, though, this season can go downhill in a hurry. Even with all the positives we've seen on offense and some positives we've seen on the defensive front, this season can spin out of control in a hurry. This is a swing game you need. You don't want to be 1-3 going in the Kentucky game, but right now, again, with the problems on defense, with Ryan Helinski being a true freshman on the road, I've got Missouri winning this one 38-34. Please, when we get the W, when and if we get the W, please come tweet at me and tell me how wrong I am because I would love for that to happen. So appreciate you guys tuning in. Check us out tomorrow, 1:30 to 2:30, the Coop Call-In Show with Chris Phillips, the first ever call-in show, 1:30 to 2:30 from Tanny Hill's Group Therapy. Going to be a lot of fun. And obviously the watch party at Cotton Gin. Doors open at 3:30, game kicks off at 4, and we'll go through until the game's over, or maybe, hell, even through the night. So you guys come out for both those events. Again, 1:30 to 2:30, the Coop Call-In Show at Tanny Hill's Group Therapy. If you can't be there, going to be streaming it on Twitch. Going to be taking calls on that Google voicemail number. The number is 843-790-3377, and I'll tweet that out tomorrow when we go live or right before we go live. And again, Cotton Gin, both these locations in 5 Points. I'm sure 3:30 on will be the watch party, 3:30 till the game's over at Cotton Gin in 5 Points. Really, really excited for that. Hope you see you guys there. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Go Cox, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Thanks.